Well, now when we know the side angle side or the side of a triangle that's a non-right triangle, we can use the law of cosines to find missing side measures and missing angle measures. And we've got a series of formulas here that will help us do that. But let's see if we can kind of simplify this a little bit. So here we got angle A, and the side opposite is little a. And here we got angle B, side opposite of it is small case b, lowercase b, and angle C, and the side opposite it we identify as C. And from that, depending on what we know, and again, we would use this for side angle side and side side. And if we use side side, we're trying to find a missing angle measure, which means we would use the inverse cosine when we end up solving that. We'll see that a little bit later on. But let's say I'm trying to find side A. And you can see here in this first formula that we got A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC, negative 2 times B times C, times the cosine of A. And you can see a pattern in these formulas. If I know the cosine of A, I set this up as A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC times the cosine of A to find that side measure of A. And the side A and the cosine of the angle A, they bookend that formula. And we see that same pattern exist if we know B squared, and if we're trying to find B squared, and we know the angle measure of B. And then sometimes, like I say, we may know side, which we'll do a little later on. And we're going to find the angle measure using the cosine of B. But again, it bookends the formula, and we see the same thing exist here. If it is C squared maybe that we're trying to find, where we know the angle of C, then we use the cosine of C. Or if we knew all three sides, but we were needing to find the angle measure of C, then we'd use the inverse cosine. So even though these formulas look kind of complicated and maybe hard to remember, think about the side and the angle bookending the formula, with the other two side measures being squared and added together, and then negative 2 times the sides that we may know being multiplied along with the cosine of that angle. So let's go forward and let's look through these. And these are a little bit longer calculations and can sometimes run into some pretty large numbers. All right, so here I've got side, angle, side, and we're trying to find the value of x. This is the side opposite angle G, which is 125 degrees. So I would set this up as x squared equals 19 squared plus 15 squared, negative 2 times 19 times 15 times the cosine of 125. So let's see, then x squared is going to equal, let's see what 19 squared is right quick, see if we can do this pretty quick. Probably should have already done it. 19 squared. So 19 squared is 361 plus 15 squared. And 15 squared is 225. And then we got negative 2 times 19 times 15 times the cosine of 125. And that equals positive 326.93939. And of course, I got that all on the calculator. So then, x squared is going to equal 361 plus 225 plus 326.939, and all that totals 912.939. And so then we're going to take the square root of that. So x is now equal to the square root of 912.939. And we're going to be rounding this to the nearest tenth. And so let's take the square root of the second answer. And x is equal to 30.2, approximately equal. All right, that's really not that bad. That's using the law of cosines when we know side, angle, side. Let's look at one more. I don't think this one's got as nearly as big a numbers. So again, I've got side, angle, side that we know, and we're trying to find the side measure of the side opposite angle C, which is, we're told, is 62 degrees. So again, it's x squared, the side I'm trying to find, equals the two sides I know added together and squared. So I got 7 squared plus 4 squared, negative 2 times one of the sides I know, 7, the other 4, times the cosine of 62. So let's see then, x squared is equal to 7 squared is 49, plus 16 is 4 squared, 16 is 4 squared. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14 times 4. Negative 14 times 4. That's negative 56 times the cosine of 62. And that's negative 26.2904. Negative 26.2929. Let me erase that. 2904. All right, so then x squared is then equal to 49 plus 16 minus 26.2904, 38.7096. X squared equals 38.7096. Let's take the square root of both sides. So the x now is going to equal the square root of 38.7096. And so x then is going to approximately equal, let's take the square root, second answer, boom, 6.2 when we round it to the nearest tenth. Law of cosines. So again, look at those formulas. When you first see them, they're kind of scary. You want to keep them handy so you can make reference to it. But really, when you think about it, if I'm trying to find side C, which is designated as x, I square this side, add the square of that side to it, and then it's negative 2 times 7 times 4 in this case, times the cosine of 62, get the square root of that, and that will give me x. Think about the side and the angle that you know as being bookended. Now, in a moment, we're going to do side, 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 and that's where we're trying to find the angle measure, and we'll have to end up using the inverse cosine to finish accomplishing our task. And we're going to be persistent. We stay with it until the end.